tourism and environment. So in this part we'll be seeing definition and classification, that is typology of tourism, mass tourism and environment, aspects of degradation and exploitation, physical and social impacts of tourism, then examples at local, regional, national and international level, and lastly what is sustainable tourism. So this is divided into three parts. Okay, so let's start with the first part. So what do you mean by tourism? So when we talk about tourism, it is a word that is mostly used when we go out for sightseeing or we are going out in a leisure activity. So many types of tourism can be there. We have many definitions for tourism. That is, tourism is a social, cultural and economic phenomena which entitles the movement of people to countries or places outside their usual environment for personal, business, professional purposes. And these people are basically called as visitors or tourists. Now tourism is also involves lot of activities, and some of it is also requires lot of money. So coming to types of tourism, now depending on whether it is a domestic or international travel or whether it is for leisure or business, we can have different types of tourism. So types can also be called as classification of tourism, or it can be called as typology of tourism. Here we have different types of tourism. I have listed down a few of them, that is domestic tourism, international tourism, business and leisure tourism. Now there is also a form of alternative tourism, and under alternative tourism we have many types. Okay, from that one which is there is nature related tourism, below which we will have different types like ecotourism, wildlife tourism, sustainable tourism and rural tourism. Now let's see what are the different, how we can classify them into such types. So we have the types, we have the definition and we have an image to describe it. So domestic tourism is basically within the country. So you are traveling within the country, then it is basically called as the domestic tourism. Okay, so let's see international tourism. Basically, when we are talking about international tourism, it is the travel that you have to cross different countries, okay, from one country to another, from India to Sri Lanka or India to any other country. If you are traveling, maybe Canada, Australia, okay, this type of tourism where you require proper visa and all, it is called as international tourism. Now international tourism can also be divided into two types. One is inbound tourism and one is outbound tourism. Now when we are talking about tourism, remember international tourism is basically the movement of one person from one country, say Canada, okay, he is the resident of Canada and that person is coming to India, okay. So this kind of tourism, when a person leaves his own country and move to another country, okay, he is called as the inbound. He is called inbound tourism to the country where he is traveling. And with reference to Canada, okay, this is called as outbound tourism because this person is leaving his own country. He is a resident of this country and he is leaving his own country to visit another country. So with reference to his own country, it is called as outbound tourism, and wherever this person is moving to is called as inbound tourism. Okay, moving to the next one, we have business and leisure tourism. Now people also travel to various places because of their work. Okay, so such kind of tourism, such kind of travel is basically called as business tourism. It involves traveling to destinations away from home or personal workspace. Now this form of tourism or this form of travel can be because of various reasons. It can be because of some exhibitions, some conferences, some meetings or corporate events that the person has to attend. Moving to the next one, we have leisure tourism. Now, leisure tourism, in this form of tourism, the major motivation among tourists is to take vacation or break from routine everyday life. Okay, so basically, the person is planning to leave his own house and go on a vacation, that we say, and enjoy himself, have some good time with his family. Basically, leisure tourism, people book good hotels, beautiful hotels, resorts, so that they can relax. It can be a beach, it can be a nice rooms, and it is like a very good experience. So that is a form of leisure tourism. Now, next important part we have is alternative tourism. Now, what do we understand by alternative tourism? So, alternative tourism basically is a different form of tourism. It involves a activity, okay? So, if a person loves nature and he would never like to go in crowded places, okay? He loves to, restore the integrity of the place, so such people will travel to remote places, maybe for adventure sports, maybe to see the nature, to see the wildlife. Okay, so this kind of tourism is called as alternative tourism. Under alternative tourism, we have different types. We can ecotourism, adventure tourism, rural tourism, okay, sustainable tourism, wildlife tourism. So basically, the place, the integrity of the place, the local culture, the local practices are appreciated by this kinds of tourists, and they would go to such kind of places, and then hence it is called as alternative tourism. So under alternative tourism, we have many types. I have noted over here two types. So sustainable tourism, basically it has lot of positive impact on environment, society and economy. Plus, people are more aware about the environment over there, and they will not litter the place. They will follow the rules, they will follow the guidelines that are provided by the people, and they will move around like very local people, and they will not create a litter or waste in that area. Okay, so such type of tourism is called as sustainable tourism. Now in mass tourism, where people go in groups and tours, and there is a booking agent, and there are a lot of travel that takes place in such a way, this form of tourism is called as a mass tourism, and it produces lot of environmental, social, and political, lot of disturbances are created by this kind of tourism, mass tourism. Okay, so we will be discussing about the impacts of mass tourism in the uh, next series. So last one, we have rural tourism. Now rural tourism basically is like going to some places like a agricultural farm, or agri tourism we call it as, okay, or a forest place, or into a rural area, and you live the lifestyle of rural people. You can be a guest to some of the villagers, and you enjoy that kind of activity, where you can even do farming, you can practice, you have the tools over there, you can do fishing and different kinds of activities that that are provided in that rural area are done by the people.